There is a powerful parable in Matthew chapter 25, reading from verse 14. It tells Jesus was telling the story of a king or a master who was traveling and decided to give his servants talents. He gave them according to their ability, one five, one two, and the third person, the third servant, he gave him one talent. And it's quite a popular story, but for the sake of the video, let me explain it. The person who got the 5 talent went and traded with the 5 talents. The person who got the 2 talents went and traded with the 2 talents. The person who got the 1 talent hid the money. When the master came back, he tried to get an account from his servants. And the first one said, "Hey, master, you gave me 5 talents. I traded with them. I have 5 more. Here are your 10 talents now." And the master is like, "Great, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a little things. Go into the rest of your Lord, and get bigger rewards." All good and fine. The guy with the 2 talents came, said the same thing. "Lord, I traded with your 2 talents. Here are 4." And the master is like, "Awesome, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over little things. I'll set you over more things. Enter into the rest of your Lord." Now let's focus on the guy with 1 talent. He got just 1 talent. And he came to the master and he was like, "Hey, master, I thought you were a very hard man. You like to reap where you don't sow. So I was afraid. And I decided to hide your talent. So here is the 1 talent you gave me." And the master was like, "What? You're an ungrateful, or you're a slothful, a lazy servant, an unprofitable servant." And cast him away into the punishment, and give his talents to the person who had 10. And there's a lot to unpack from this story, but I want to focus on one right now. And it was the mindset of the guy with 1 talent. He told the master, "I knew you are a hard man. You like to reap where you did not sow," which is it is a weird way for a servant to think. You have someone who you are working for. This person employed you to do work for him. And then you're telling him that he likes to sow where he likes to reap where he has not sown. That is wild. The fact that he has employed you, that's a seed. He has put a seed into you because he owes you a salary. So he expects you to bring back returns for him. That is a seed. That is a seed. And whatever you bring back for him is the returns. So wild and weird for this guy to say you're a hard man and you like to reap where you did not sow, when he himself was a seed of the master. It also shows that this guy was just lazy, really, because he went to hide the talents because he was afraid of his master. That doesn't make sense. And the master told him quite well that, "Look, even if you were not going to do anything, at least put the money to the exchanger so I can at least get some interest. But you just went and just kept, what have you been doing? What have you been doing all this while? You just hid the money." It's easy to berate this guy that received 1 talent, but then there will not be as much wisdom in doing that as trying to figure out, how does this apply to me? How does it apply to you? And this is also important because when you read the rest of the passage, Jesus was saying that when the Son of Man comes, he will put the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. And then he will tell them that, "I was hungry and you gave me to eat. I was in prison, you visited me." And to the goats on the left, "You guys didn't do any of that. And so therefore you guys get a reward, you guys get into punishment." But that's a talk for another day. Let's focus on this 1 talent guy. He had a talent that was given to him and he went to hide it. For us today, what do we have that we are not using, that we are hiding? What do we have that we think is not, I don't know, in fact, I don't know. Why is the reason why people might be hiding their talent? They're not doing anything. You've got a great education. You've got what? Good health, you've got resources, you've got a knowledge of the Word of God, you've got something, you know how to sing, you know how to cook, all these things. And the question is, are you using it? Are you trading with it? Not just using it for yourself benefit, not just using it to make yourself look good, but trading it so that you can have results, you can gain more for the master. When we think about our lives in this way, that God has given us all these blessings, all these things, for us not to just make ourselves comfortable and look good, but for us to go out and trade, to go and use your knowledge of what? Your knowledge of what you've learned in school to train somebody else or to produce a return, not just for your employer, but maybe make somebody else's life better. Your knowledge of how to sing, using it to bless other people, to encourage them. When they hear you sing, they feel refreshed, they feel encouraged. Trading with the talent that God has given us so that when He comes back, we can present Him the rewards or the results of what we have done. I think it's really important. And I have a very interesting thought about what Jesus even said at the end of that parable, but I'll make that into another video. If you watched thus far, thank you for watching.